Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about the entire crypto market. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate that. Now with that being said, I have been watching the market closely today. For the most part, there hasn't been major impulses. We've just been kind of ranging sideways. Bitcoin Diamond's still dropping though, as we are kind of still increasing in price, or just in this nice range in price. We are still seeing altcoins doing fairly well. Loopring is actually up about 30.55% on the 24-hour. It's up 55.70%. On the 7-day, Mina is up 23.23%, up 49.69% on the 7-day span, and the list goes on. We have been seeing some nice price action on the 7-day span for a lot of altcoins, more so those OG legacy gems. I'm continuing to watch those closely, as you guys are probably all aware of. I've been mentioning them multiple times over the last couple days. But right now I am watching a few concerning factors. Now, the major warning sign is, hey, is Bitcoin about to crash, right? Because we have been targeting, or I shouldn't say targeting, but mentioning a few targets that we could range down to. More so, we've been addressing this 26K level. Now, I know that this has been a target that a lot of individuals have been calling for. This is that major support zone going back as far as like December 2020. This is that range before we ended up going to around like 42K, rejecting off of that point, correcting, coming down, testing that support at around like $30,000, and then going to the eventual all-time high that we know of from going back to April 2021, which was roughly around like 65K. Now, with this in mind, I don't believe that we go down to 20K. I don't think that we see below 30K at all. In fact, I do believe that we have a little bit of an opposite sort of, position here in this market. I've addressed this, 62-day sort of Bitcoin consolidation that we are most likely in. If we do repeat that same pattern, we will see that eventual breakout event on, of course, the 25th, which is this Friday, which is unlikely in my opinion. And the only reason why I say that is because typically we see major drops in price. But lately, we have been seeing some nice consolidation or some nice moves on Fridays. Here's that Friday pump from the 18th. Going back as far as the 11th on this chart. Here's the 11th, as you guys do see. It was sort of a drop in price, but it was negative even on Thursday of that week. So right now, this week's been, for the most part, fairly bullish, ranging on that nice 786 support zone at around like 40.6K. If we do see that breakout event happen on the 25th, similar to this structure happening back here, then that will be very bullish for us. So I'm watching this structure. I'm watching, how long this consolidation phase actually takes us. Of course, yes, it could take longer than 62 days. It could actually wait until Monday of next week, which would be around the 28th. If we do consolidate until the 28th, here's about a 65-day sort of chart view. Now, the only reason why I'm thinking that we see a nice move before the end of this month is because I do think that we are kind of following the same structure that we did sort of follow back in March of 2021 as well, where we had this nice correction, kind of ranged sideways for the most part, and then by around like the end of the month, we were on a very bullish, trajectory to the all-time high. Now, I know that we're not going to follow that same structure. I know that things are not going to be the same, but look at the RSI. The RSI is nearing this breakout event against, of course, this is the moving average against the RSI, and it looks like we are about to see that nice breakout event above it. We haven't had a nice break above this since going back as far as October, which again, this was a massive candle to get met with resistance at around like the 48.7K zone, which followed a massive breakout event, which led us to, of course, our current all-time high. Now, if we have a break above this moving average, which I think is the deciding factor here, it will push us beyond the resistance at about 48 roughly 5K, which again, like I said, is major resistance going back to as far as like September, and we do see it even in October being broken out, and then once we broke out, it was a skyrocket event to the all-time high. That is going to be the next major factor to watch for. Of course, like I said, volume in on Bitcoin hasn't been great. I mean, it's been kind of just consolidating here in terms of volume in, but I do believe that we will see, a major breakout event happening on Bitcoin very, very soon, and I do believe that by the end of this month, we could potentially see that if that RSI moving average is broken. Now, as we are awaiting a breakout event on Bitcoin, I am also watching, of course, another leading chart, which is Bitcoin dominance. I have been watching this chart closely because, as you guys do see, this is in a bearish formation, and this is actually very bullish for us as we are seeing, Bitcoin starting to make a break for the upside here. If we have a nice skyrocketing event on Bitcoin, it could lead us to an all season. So we are watching for Bitcoin season to take place, which again, with Bitcoin dominance currently, this could lead this all the way down to, of course, breaking this major support at about 39.16%, which will lead us to the inevitable, new all-time low. Now, of course, the all-time low going back as far as like 2017, 2018, sorry, is around like 35.41%. Now, I do believe that this level will actually be broken. I think that we will see much lower than 35.41%. And as we are watching, Bitcoin dominance right now flip bearish, I think that what we should all be watching for is that major cascading view on not only Bitcoin dominance, but also on the dollar. I've been watching the dollar closely throughout the weeks, as you guys know, leading up to, of course, the current, position within the market. The dollar doesn't look as weak today, but it is still hitting resistance at around the 702 at around 98.9. As long as we're kind of in this nice range and not skyrocketing in value in terms of the dollar, then that's totally fine. Now, I will say this. A lot of individuals are saying that we could potentially see 23K on Bitcoin. Like, here's what if all Bitcoin did was slow down and allow the monthly 20 EMA to play catch up, have a kiss and a cuddle before Bitcoin, goes back up the mountain. A close above the 10 would be, golden for a retracement. A close below the 20, and you'll see a test of the 55 at 23.6K. And here you guys have that view on the chart. I would say this, when we are talking about that, yes, it is possible if we do see that, but I just don't think that that's going to happen. But of course, like I said, I've already addressed what I do believe will happen on Bitcoin. And we do see our update. The Bitcoin supply has not moved in at least 1 year, keeps climbing now up to 62.9%. The record all-time high is 63.4%, set a month before we begin our massive move from 10K to 40K. A new all-time high of this metric is coming within the next 30 days. And this is exactly what I'm telling you guys. Like, I do believe that our inevitable breakout event is going to be happening on Bitcoin very, very soon. And I want you all to prepare now, because this is most likely going to be our alt run. This is going to bring us to, of course, alt season. Now, I do want to see a more validated breakout event on Bitcoin. And that breakout event will be, of course, our break above 44K. Now, like I said, there's a lot of resistance points to still be met up here. Specifically, I'm targeting that 48.6K level. I think that once we do break out of that point, going back to October, like I said, it will lead us to our new all-time high. Now, like I said, if Bitcoin dominance is still continuing that bearish formation, we will see XRP, XLM, Hbar, QNT, and all your favorite altcoins breaking out massively. A lot of these assets, XRP specifically, you guys do see us being met with significant resistance at about the 200-day EMA. We are also seeing XLM breaking out a little bit, seeing a little bit nice of a bullish formation. And I've told you guys specifically on XLM, the main target point is 24 cents. Watch for that 24-cent zone. Watch for 92 cents on XRP. I can't stress these levels enough. On Hbar, I'm watching for resistance being targeted and being broken. More so that 50-day EMA is key here. That is around like 22, almost and a half cents. Again, I think that this is the perfect position to get us back into this nice bullish formation that we were in before the all-time high. I think the market is setting up for a nice alt run currently. They are all most likely, or I shouldn't say most likely, mostly consolidating on major resistance or below major resistance. QNT is showing you guys that we are basically forming this nice sideways momentum on resistance, waiting for the next major, deciding factor or the impulse throughout the market. That impulse throughout the market will most likely be Bitcoin breaking out and starting that breakout formation. I haven't really checked out the indices. We could actually kind of check out the major indices real quick because we just did analyze the dollar. So the indices are actually fairly bearish today. You guys see the Dow Jones down 407 points, the NASDAQ down about 116, and the S&P 500 down about 43.34. But Bitcoin does not even care. Bitcoin's barely changed at all, which is telling me that Bitcoin actually has a lot of strength in it right now. Of course, we've been seeing a lot of bullish, Bitcoin news. Like, for example, we've seen this, breaking Goldman Sachs $2.1 trillion. This is what we wanted to see. Assets under management, 2.1 trillion, makes its first over-the-counter Bitcoin options trade. This is huge, okay? And we are going to see a lot more institutional investors jumping into this space. Of course, do I care if they're targeting Bitcoin or any other crypto? No, at all. I don't care what crypto they are targeting. All it matters is that we are seeing massive Bitcoin and even crypto adoption, taking place right now. The stage is being set. I honestly think that this bull run is so different already, but also this alt season is going to be absolutely parabolic. I want you all to prepare your exit plans right now. I want you all to prepare your plans for the inevitable future, which is, of course, the bear market coming. I want you guys to prepare yourselves right now, emotionally, physically, mentally, all together for what is about to take place. Because, guys, I'm telling you right now, alt season is something completely different than what we've seen just recently. These assets are going to skyrocket in value. And I've told you guys those fib, extensions on a lot of these assets. Like XRP has fib extensions all the way from $10 to $15 at the high end that are possible, to be targeted. And when I say possible, I think that these are highly likely to be targeted, specifically that $10 range on XRP. And if we're talking about a $10 plus XRP, then think about the other assets within the space and where they are going to lead to. We are going to be seeing some major moves along the board. I told you guys about this even with the total 2. The altcoin market cap, right? The altcoin market is doing fairly well right now. Again, also ranging above resistance, being met with that, 200-day EMA. We need to smash through that. But check out the high-end fib extensions on this. I mean, guys, this takes us to around almost $9 trillion at the high end. So that means that, at least from my target point, I'm looking at about $5.33 to $5.75 trillion in market cap valuation for the altcoin market. Think about, the assets that are having like already 3% market dominance currently, like the high end, right, on the top 10 list, right? A lot of these have about 3 to 2% market cap valuation dominance. Think about what their price will be at $5 trillion in terms of like a 2% or a 3% market dominance rate. That is absolutely massive. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.